everyone, and welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show.
So funny, I was like super empowered. I don't think I could sleep.
Still follows the same rules, has the same characters and all that stuff,
yes.
but it just tweaks it a little bit.
You're reading fantasy, and it's so grounded. It's so completely grounded in reality.
Rule clarification, if we both get it wrong, do we get bonus points?
Soldier Simmons, it is my pleasure to now pin you, raising you from the rank of soldier to dedicated.
That didn't happen in the books, but it was awesome.
I nailed it.
I nailed that.
I nailed it. Let me bring you comfort about Egwene. I know you haven't seen her in a month, but let me tell you this story about how badass she is right now.
That fight scene, my boy went through 5 daggers.
Everybody's flower is different. I think we learned that in the books. This is I think for me, top 5 moments ever on screen.
When I read it, I felt empowered. I felt called to action.
One of the best quotes in the whole series is when Gaul says, "Do you like to dance, Baron Abara?"
The Knights Who Say Chill,
AKA the band of really, really nice good guys.
Let a couple more drip on.
Are you dripping your Zane everywhere?
I am.
Do you have a chaser should you need it?
Can I have a little bit of mine too?
Don't know.
Yo, this is good.
Young people do like this now or something instead of this.
Oh, it's like this.
The heart emoji.
Don't jiggle, jiggle.
It folds. I like the way you wiggle, wiggle.
You
Oh,
wiggle.
show. We're going to review the entirety of season 1 of the Wheel of Time, the whole thing. Finale of Rings of Power. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. Hello. Welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We are...
Wow.
You may not know this, but I just surprised Tavern and Winespring with our first ever actual intro trailer video. So that now is going to be the way we spool up our streams from now on until we make a new one, I guess. So I hope you liked it. I liked it. I'm proud of it. It took me way too long. It's been more than a year that we've had the Wheel and Chill Show, and now we have an official trailer. So it feels good.
You did a good job. That was very
It's
fun.
amazing.
Thank
You
you.
made me sound professional.
Did
You know
I?
how hard that is to do?
It took me forever to comb through the clips, but I finally found one that worked out for you, Tavern, so you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so welcome to the Wheel and Chill Show. We are here for a super fun stream where we're going to talk about the new cast members that we haven't seen yet on screen from season 2 and some speculation and stuff for season 3. So we've already talked a lot about Elaine and Avienda and a few of the other like bigger names. So we're going to focus more on the like smaller names that I'm sure you haven't forgotten that they've been cast, but you might not have thought, what does that mean for the plot? And we're going to talk about all of that. So we're going to introduce ourselves, but I want to establish spoiler levels super early on, just so everyone's on the same page. So I'm thinking Through the Fires of Heaven. How does that sound for all of you guys? Just to give us a full, firm cushion through book 5, because there's some stuff that happens with book 5 that might come into it. How do we feel?
Okay.
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 So chat, that's what's happening. Spoilers through book 5, but we, as always, if you haven't read through book 5 and you're worried about spoilers, you can stick around because usually we do our best to be like, oh, okay, this happened in book 5, so you know what's coming. You know what I mean? We'll keep it, but for the most part, you are at risk. just know that. Okay, all that
The
being
risk is real.
The risk is real. All that being said, let's introduce ourselves before we dive into the deets. So we have a very special guest with us today who's going to talk a little bit about WotCon before we get started. But before we do that, I want to ask her to just introduce herself and let us know what she has going on and to like plug anything, and you know the drill. So Rebecca, why don't you go ahead?
Thanks so much for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here. I feel very honored to be here on the night when you debuted your intro. That's awesome. So I'm Rebecca. People might know me from my YouTube channel, Reading the Pattern, and also here to talk about WotCon tonight because I'm also the programming director for WotCon, which is coming up in like a little over 2 weeks. So,
Oh my gosh.
big deal.
What?
2 weeks.
Yes.
Stop. That's wild.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and even if you're, if you're not registered to go to WotCon, you can still join us virtually, and you should. So, we're gonna hype that a little bit.
Yeah. Just so you know, if you weren't aware, if you have a virtual membership from WotCon, you will be able to see all the panels, all of them. Right? There's no exception.
All the panels.
All the panels.
Everything.
There will be a chat.
All the main sessions.
Wow.
So much stuff. And we're working really hard to integrate all the virtual attendees. So it's as interactive as possible for you. You can see everything, hear everything, ask questions, make comments, everything.
Amazing. So before we dive a little bit more into the WotCon programming, which we're not going to do a ton of, just because I recognize that not everyone in the chat is gonna go to WotCon. So but we're going to talk about the cast mainly today. But I'm going to let Winespring and Tavern introduce themselves. So Tavern, why don't you go?
Good evening. I am Tavern. I do merch, so shirts like this.
There it is.
And other cool, I think they're cool shirts on Redbubble and TeePublic, and I also have the Wheel and Chill Show merch and the Nights Who Say Chill merch on Zazzle. All kinds of stores to choose from, all kinds of stuff to pick from. I'm also going to be part of your virtual WotCon virtual interview team, so you will see me online talking to people on occasion. So expect nothing but chaos there. Sorry, Rebecca.
I mean, and not talking to just anyone. You're going to be talking to Michael Livingston.
And
so,
I will be talking to
bad
Michael Livingston. Yeah, and then we're also going to be talking to Wheel of Time or WotCon attendees at different times throughout, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. And that's it for me.
Amazing, Winespring. Why don't you go?
Gosh, that sounds like so much fun. I can't wait. I can't believe it's 2 weeks away, y'all. We're going to have a great time. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am Winespring. Hello. Go to my website. It's winespringcafe.com. I just put out a new recipe called Accepted Feta Cheese Dip. I'm dropping it in chat right now.
Do it.
So check it out. It's delicious. It's easy. It's cheap, which is always nice too. So give it a shot. It's yummy. Yeah,
So
Critters
good.
tried it. I cut the spice in half, so hopefully no one will die while eating it.
It literally blew my face off. In the first iteration, I was a taste tester, a test recipe maker, whatever, and I was like, I'm from the Midwest, so
A guinea pig.
my spice tolerance is not the height of the Texans, and so I literally was like, oh, this is so flavorful. So anyways, I'm happy to hear that the spice level is a little
pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So
All right. Yeah, and I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram at Winespring Cafe.
Amazing.
Come say hey. Try my food.
Winespring Cafe, eat her food. I did it. Okay. I did it.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome. Could you guys tell that I was trying to make a more professional stream, and by announcing that I'm trying to be more professional, it's way less professional than it could have been. I am Kritter XD. I do TikToks about the Wheel of Time primarily, but then also about all kinds of fantasy and other stuff. I am a Gawyn Alvier on Twitter. I am hanging at every tweet from the Wheel of Time, waiting for the teaser trailer. What else? Oh, I have an amazing Discord. If you haven't joined it yet, you should. I do some merch as well. I've got this on Redbubble. I've got Wheel of Time designs that I am really proud of, and if you like my logo, I've got logo merch on New Creations by Jen. So all of the links for all of us, including Rebecca, are in the description of this video, or they should be. And if they're not, they will be after the video when I fix it. So check those out if you want.
I fix it.
I mean, sometimes it just messes up, and then I have to go back in and fix it. But you know what? That's just life. That's just life. You got to roll with it. What's up, chat? By the way, we're happy to have you guys here. Welcome. And so let's talk a little bit about WotCon just briefly. Okay, so Rebecca, you are the boss, the big boss of programming, correct? You're
yes. Okay, I'll take that. I'm not the big boss, but the programming boss.
Programming.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So,
yes.
Do you have any particular panel that you were super passionate about getting out there this year, or that you're excited, or that took a lot of planning, or just any unique panel that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about all the panels. I think one thing I'm excited about more generally before I get into some specifics is just that we do have like 4 tracks to the panels this year, and that's something new that we didn't like officially have tracks last year. So there's more panels, like 4 panels happening at any given time, 1 in each track. So we have the book track, we have the TV show track, we've got the creative track. So all sorts of, creative endeavors related to the fandom and things like that. And then we have the like games and like fun track where all the wild shenanigans happen.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. You know what actually kind of is devastating about the tracks is that there are panels all amazing going on
hope you guys
at
can
the
hear
same
me.
time.
I'm not.
Yes.
What? We can hear you.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
We
Sorry.
We can.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So apologize for my like technology situation to everyone who's watching. I'm on my phone, so things are a little weird. But anyway.
Don't worry at all.
Yeah. So, and then I guess as far as hyping specific panels, I feel like maybe we should just like hype some of the panels for the people like on the show tonight because you're all on panels. So maybe we should hype some of your panels.
What a fun idea.
Oh
my gosh, 1 second. Lanfear's bow just became a member.
Do like each of you want to hype
Yay.
a panel that you're on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll go first because I didn't. So this is one that we haven't talked about much at all. And so we are doing for the first time I'm trying to remember the name of it. Whose line is it anyway? But it's not that. It's what's the title of it, Rebecca?
Whose thread?
Whose thread is it anyway? So I am a part of an improv panel styled after Whose Line Is It Anyway? A show that I was absolutely devoted to as a child. With what?
That would have been fun to be on. Dang it. All right, continue.
Yeah, so
cool
it's let's see. Kevin, Tom from Dragonmount, Kevin Angus from Twitter of Nipples of Time, Tom
Nipples of Time.
Tom from Dragonmount, and oh my gosh, it's one of the puppets, Brother Dan, right? It's Brother Dan.
Brother Dan.
Yes, and so
one of the puppets.
And Wolf Brother is the host. He'll be our Drew Carey, and we just had a meeting the other day, like about the types of games that we're going to be playing. We're going to be taking like scenes from a hat from the audience. It's going to be the full Whose Line improv experience, and I am so excited to be on it. Okay, I talked enough. Tavern, why don't you go?
It's going to be amazeballs.
It's going to be so
I
good.
hope my panel isn't scheduled at the same time as that because I'm going to want to go to your panel.
I'm going to be busy on how many panels I'm going to get to. I'm on one panel. It is the chapter icon panel.
Ooh.
I'm on that panel with you.
You are.
Yes.
And basically what we're going to do is we're going to toss it out there. We're going to give everybody something to write and draw on so that they come up with their own icons for different chapters in the books. And then we're going to make sure that we take shots of them all, and then we're going to hopefully be able to present them on the main stage. We even have, I believe right before we went on, I found out that we're going to have somebody that is impaired that's going to be attending that panel. So we're going to working on figuring out something that as people finish their icons, we can put them up on the wall so that everybody can see them.
Oh, that'll be nice. Especially for virtual attendees.
On a TV. Exactly. No, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
We're also going to be taking, things from virtual attendees. They can just take a picture of their whatever and send it in the Discord. And it'll be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's like an example of the creative track that we're doing, right? So like, bringing in some of the like skills in the fandom, right? So Tavern gets to use some of his artistic skills in this case. So it's going to be awesome.
Such a good fit. And Winespring's like this artist too. If you follow her on Instagram, you know this. So is that your only panel, Winespring, or do you have another one?
No, I have another one. I'm looking at it here. So I'm also on the TV show Hot Takes.
Ooh.
That's on the TV track. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have to really put my thinking cap on to come up with something original, though, at this point, since it's been quite some time.
I feel like
some new
as long as they're your hot takes, they could be from any moment in time. It doesn't have to be from.
Okay,
they don't have to be new.
Okay.
As long as they're yours and that you love them.
Right. Just defend it with passion. It definitely doesn't have to be new. It could just be something that you're like prepared to like defend to the death, I guess.
Right.
Or something.
Exactly.
And just remember, Winespring, that puppets are people too.
Oh.
Just want to put that out there since Kritter was rude to a puppet.
Sweet.
That was a rude thing that I said. I figured they were puppets and proud.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not ashamed of that at all. I also want to point out John Mayer in the chat says it should be called Scenes from a Broad Brimmed Hat. Amazing. Perfect title.
Oh wow.
Could not be better.
That's really good.
Okay, so great. We all gave one, and we're all very excited about WotCon. So if you don't have an in-person membership, but you don't want to miss out on those amazing panels, I don't know if you knew this, Rebecca, but sometimes I become like a radio announcer. Then get your virtual pass today. Okay, so here we go. Arosa, yes, you do get Discord benefits. If you didn't get an email, you should DM one of our social accounts, and we will hook you up. So don't worry about that. I don't know if you know this, but I'm also one of the two social media gurus of WotCon. So if you do that and DM us, then I will probably see it. So we'll take care of it.
Right to Kritter.
Look, you're actually just DMing me. So, okay.
Nice.
So we talked about WotCon, but that's not what we advertised the stream for. We advertised the stream for new Wheel of Time cast members that we're excited about. And I think the biggest news from this past week, you all know it, I know it, it is the Lanfear casting. Natasha O'Keefe. We have our Lanfear. Wow. And like, look at that. Femme Fatale. Just in the flesh. Yeah. Incredible. I did bet that she was going to be Elaida because I saw a photo of her in red. And that's about it. And I was like, oh, wow. She looks great.
She looks good in red. What are you going to do?
She also looked kind of stern, which, Elaida, in the photo in red, she looked very stern. So I was like, I got it. Like, even though this isn't from the Wheel of Time or anything, I know exactly who she's playing. This makes sense, though. This makes a lot of sense to me. Rebecca, how did you feel? First of all, at New York Comic Con, when they said she was going to be in the Wheel of Time, but they didn't say who. And then once it was confirmed that she's Lanfear.
So I had someone actually like bring back my like immediate tweet when they announced it back at New York Comic Con. And apparently my immediate reaction was that she was Lanfear.
Okay.
Like that was it. Like just from like looking at that headshot when they announced her. And at that point, I didn't know anything else about her. So gut instinct sometimes is right. And then, because I feel like then you go through all these iterations in the fandom where it's like all the like Lanfear versus Elaida debates. And
lots.
There were certainly times when I was like, okay, well, yeah, I could see her as Elaida. Like, I got pulled into that. But I think more lately I was coming back around to Lanfear again anyhow. So I do feel like that's it. I'm super excited about it. But the way it was announced was really fun too, just like dropping it in the middle of the night just for extra chaos points. So
oh my gosh.
Do you think it was a mistake? Do we think it was a mistake? Like an accident?
What?
They don't. Evening drop?
I mean, no, not Watt series, but I think the updating her CV to include the name, the title. I mean, the character name was like definitely a mistake because then they took it down immediately.
Right?
So,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Oops. Thanks, Watt series, for keeping your eyes always on the prize. You guys, y'all.
I mean, they're amazing. So yes, thank them.
So amazing. Oh yeah, Dana who's in the chat. Yes, all WotCon memberships come with Discord access, and we have a lot of fun Discord events prior to the con. So if you are going in person or virtual, or you're like waiting to get your virtual until closer to the time, you're missing out on some of the benefits because Discord has fun parties. We have fun parties in the Discord. So just so you know that's the thing. And I mentioned Dana Who because she is one of the mods, I believe, unless I'm completely messed up. But no, I'm quite certain she is. So what up, Dana Lou? Nice. Okay, so unfortunate that it was an accident. I hope nobody got fired because they announced that she was Lanfear.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks it was in response to there's apparently a leaked clip. Not apparently, because I've now seen it because somebody indiscriminately posted it on Twitter.
Did not see it.
Yeah, and the moment I saw the clip, which was thankfully only a few days before the actual release, I was like, oh, she's definitely Lanfear.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I missed it the first time. I know it got posted way earlier.
Yeah.
I missed it. So you knew, so it wasn't that much of a surprise. Did you pretty much know?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Who all here has seen this clip? Anybody? No? Yes?
Oh.
No?
I've not seen it.
I have, unfortunately. But now, honestly, the only thing it really does is spoil that she's Lanfear. So, no.
I mean, I feel like it just... I had seen it and I was like, okay, so I mean, you pretty much know, but also, like, it needs so much more context. Like, it's just not... Anyway, I need more context.
Anyway, glad that
we're almost there.
Somewhat official. Winespring, how do you feel about this? Natasha O'Keefe.
I mean, she's a smoke show.
She's
I think
an
it's perfect.
absolute babesaurus.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
for sure,
like
for sure.
Her whole vibe is mature, but also kind of not at the same time. She's very sculpted looking. I don't know. I think she's going to be able to play Selene or Lanfear or, whatever we need to see, whatever role we need to see her in.
Yeah.
If they'll do Selene, like Selene as she was in the book. Like, I wonder if they'll do it in that same way. I'm super curious about that. And,
yeah.
and
they
if
have
they
to
do,
do Selene. I mean, she has to
well,
be.
like, would it be a different actress? Would they do? I always wondered about that. Like, if you were going to do Selene and Lanfear, like, do you do two different actresses or do you have the same actress?
That would be
do both?
so tricky. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine the viewers who are not familiar with the story?
It's very
trying to figure
hard.
that out.
I feel like they could just, they could solve that issue
it's
by.
It's hard in the visual medium.
It is.
But...
I feel like they could solve that by just having her dress like differently. You know what I mean? Styled differently. Like you can make a person look incredibly younger and older than what they actually are. And when you think about it, like, I think Natasha's like, I was doing research whenever I found out she was Lanfear when people were like, oh my God, like, she's too old or whatever. And I just wanted to punch them. I know. Well, the thing is like, I think the actress herself is like 36 or something. Like, she's not.
She's 36.
She's not old. Like, I don't understand.
Should not look younger than 36.
I agree.
No.
Completely.
No.
I'm just gonna say that I think they could pull it off if they had two different actresses. I mean, look, they did it with Matt. Matt looks completely different in season 2.
For a different reason.
They do that.
But yeah.
No, so I actually thought she was gonna be Lanfear from the get-go.
Okay.
Did you really?
I
did not. I totally thought Elaida.
I could not see her as Elaida.
Yeah,
really.
Elaida is a lot.
If you think
in my head
about
looks
it,
more stern.
Yeah.
And just more,
36 too. That's younger than Rosamund Pike,
which wouldn't work for Elaida.
And like Elaida shouldn't be younger than Moraine. So yeah,
it's true. It was my bad. I feel foolish. I truly feel foolish for thinking that. Now in hindsight,
You are in timeout, Kritter.
It was legit, but I think it was legit, and in part because if you think about it, everybody in this show is so hot. Right,
hot.
that like so an actor or an actress like coming on and being like gorgeous isn't like, oh okay, well obviously that's Lanfear because everyone is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So you could be like, oh yeah, sure, Elaida's going to be a smoke show too. Why not? Everybody else is.
Makes sense.
So,
yeah.
Which is funny because the book cloaks are saying that she's supposed to be the most beautiful woman in the world, and look who we got. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore those monsters.
Yeah, I'm looking at her picture going, what are you looking at?
Shun.
She's freaking gorgeous.
Shun the non-believers. Okay, Tavern's a little quieter than everybody else. Tavern,
I get people having like different tastes.
The heater in here?
Maybe don't have to be so aggressive about a casting choice.
I agree.
No, it's uncalled
for. Like it's totally okay to have different tastes. Like my taste is more curvy and voluptuous. I can't wait to see Grindal. So
sure.
I'm really happy about Lanfear. Great,
but let's see the. No, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Never mind.
Let me see.
Wolf Brother, we were just talking about you and how you're going to be the Drew Carey on one of my panels. So what's up?
Yeah.
Welcome to the chat.
Wolf Brother.
So let's see, Lanfear. How do we think she's gonna be? Well, so do we think she's officially the bloody person from one of the sizzle reels, right? The hand, the reaching,
the one that's being pulled out of
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a stasis chamber.
Okay.
Their version of a stasis chamber, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Freaky.
Something like they're just just drenched. They're like in a tub of blood, like vampires. Waiting to
Oh my
be
goodness.
reincarnated.
Well, it would be like,
fresh.
did you ever watch the movie, I think it was The Abyss, where they sucked in that that gel that they could breathe?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Something like that, maybe?
Oh.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it just looks like visually, like viscerally horrifying. So it has that going for it. You know, if you just wanted something to just like be like, ugh, horror, you know?
Yeah, I'm picturing one of the whenever the Uruk-hai come out of the ground in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You know, and they're
bubble
like
gosh.
peeling back the bubble and they pop out of it. Like that's you
Yeah.
know, I'm
That's so
expecting
gross.
Yep.
almost a scene for scene remake of
Like a
that.
womb.
For when Lanfear pops.
Oh my god.
Did I pull out a Charlie the Unicorn reference?
You did.
Oh yes, I did. I forgot
Yeah,
that's what it
big
was
time.
from, but I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Big
wow.
time. She
Shun.
took us
Old.
Shun
to
the
Candy
Mountain.
Mountain. She
Um,
took us to Candy Mountain. Easy.
I mean, one thought about why maybe they would do all that blood is like, okay, so let's say they want to show Lanfear coming out of, sort of coming back into the world, but they don't want us to be like immediately like, that's this actress who's also over here doing something else later. Like they want to like, obscure what Lanfear's
Gotcha.
doing, but showing her like covered in blood so you can't really like fully see her. Maybe that's a way of just, I don't know, keeping her identity a little bit secret. Like we know that Lanfear is out there, but then the audience who's like new and hasn't read the books won't immediately know like, well, which of these random people that we've met is Lanfear.
Kind of like what they did with Ishi, right? When he was Balsamon through the beginning of the series, and then all of a sudden he's Ishi.
Yeah.
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 Pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that could totally work. I like for the people who aren't, because I feel like Twitter of Time obviously has a microscope on whenever the trailer and any images come out, right? So we're like, this person is
Amazing.
this Forsaken, this person is this person, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But the average viewer
Yeah.
is not paying attention to IMDb, or they won't
No.
clock what the name Lanfear even means, right? And so
Yeah.
I think
No.
the kind of like slow reveal, like, oh, there's somebody weird, we can't quite see her, ooh, and then there's this like super hot, slightly older than Rand lady hitting on Rand, and we like her, and then we find out they're the same person, I don't know, that could work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because I think that, I mean, I would love it if there's at least some of that element of it. I mean, it's not like it's kind of obvious in the book that like when Selene shows up, she's kind of sus, But
The best way. The best way. I love her
Yes.
chapter.
White is
Yeah.
sus.
But at the same time, like it could be fun for for new watchers to just not immediately know that this woman who's just showing up in Rand's orbit is who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think they're not going to do. I mean, if they do Selene, I don't think it's going to be with the whole portal stone thing. I think they might skip that altogether. Just based on the fact that if you look at that part of the story, the only thing it does is it gets Rand closer to Carrion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They introduce Selene, but that's
Which
pretty much all that
it'll
happens.
play out differently, so they might not.
Yeah.
So maybe
they might
she
skip
like
the portal stone.
Yeah, they might, and like maybe she just like meets him in Kyrian or something.
That's what I'm thinking. In high society.
I can't wait to see their like chemistry, like
I know.
Natasha and Yosha
Yeah.
together. Like it seems like
Yeah.
they're gonna be
Like that old lady
I just
hitting
think the
on
vibe
young
is gonna
guy.
be right.
Stop.
Yeah,
You
the
bite
vibe
your
is gonna be
tongue.
good.
Balefire Tavern. Ugh.
Cradle Robert.
Stop. No,
I
she's.
think he proved to us he's not in a cradle last week.
Wow. Wow, Winespring. Still on
Hey,
your mind?
Yeah,
you
the
put those
bubble,
out there.
It's true.
the
He did.
bubble of Josha is still on her brain.
Hey, I don't know why it wouldn't be. Oh, yes. Sith Guy, thank you. We are doing spoilers to the end of the Fires of Heaven. For anyone joining late, obviously we haven't really done anything for Fires of Heaven yet. We're just being...
No.
We're just taking care, just in case. Because there's a couple...
So far, we've just spoiled the Great Hunt.
Right,
So,
which
yeah.
is...
We're good so far.
The more, before we get into other cast members, I just want to, like, observe that I feel like we used to be on this has to combine completely book 2 and book 3. It's going to be a fusion. They're going to get to Tyr. They're going to do Falma. It's all going to happen. And now I'm like, it sounds a lot like it's just going to be like The Great Hunt with some vibes from some of the other books. Like just because Matt's in Tar Valon,
some sprinkles.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
To be fair, they set that
I think
expectation
they'll pull
when they said
certain
that
things from.
They did, and I think there will be other things, but I think
they set that expectation. Yeah,
I think we were thinking whole plot arcs. They have to hit the highs from the Dragon Reborn and the Great Hunt, and now I'm thinking they're not going to get to the Dragon Reborn until after they get back for Ruidion. That's my bet. So I mean, like they're not going to get to Tyr until then.
Specifically like Tyr. Yeah, and no. Later.
Tyr's going to be hard to get into this season. At least anything major in Tyr.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not happening at all. Like I think that's just push it off. Maybe season 4.
Yeah. I agree. Oh, okay. So, do we have anything else we want to talk about with Lanfear before we move on? Because there's a lot of other people to talk about today.
Oh,
we gotta get into them.
We can move on.
I think we got to.
Okay. So what you're saying is we're not going to spend a week talking about one character who doesn't even have that much time on the page. I'm kidding. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Whoops, that was an accident. There's the Winespring ad. Every time I change scenes now, it's going to go to you. So, like, we just talked about, because we had the Elaida we had the Elaida, she's not Elaida. Let's talk about Shohreh, because that's my bet for Elaida. So here's the backstory. Please correct me whenever I misstate anything. But Watt series reported that Shohreh was spotted on the set of the Wheel of Time, specifically, I believe, in the set that they think is Camelin, because it's like a palace that hasn't shown up in the show yet and was not somewhere they shot, I think, in season 2. So Camelin, we're thinking.
Okay.
Which leads me to believe, assuming she's been cast at all and this wasn't just some kind of meet and greet, that she's going to be Elaida. Granted, she has been flirting with the idea of her being Cadsuane by posting the video and liking tweets about her being Cadsuane. Yeah. So I'm curious, everybody here, Rebecca, let's start with Rebecca. Who do you think she's going to be if you think she's actually been cast?
Right. So let's talk it out. So I do think I do think she's been cast. I think that I feel like Watt series they are good. Like I mean, it's not like they've never, there's been some minor little things that they might not have gotten 100% right before, but they are good. So I think she's in the cast for season 3. And so here's my thing, thinking this through. Okay, so Shohreh's in the set for Camelin for season 3 specifically. So if Shohreh is Elaida, then that would mean that no Elaida in season 2. So that's possible. But we're thinking season 3 is going to have the tower coup from. Well, all right, now we're definitely
book 4 spoilers.
The Shadow Rising. Book 4. Book 4 spoilers. The Shadow Rising. This is a big Elaida plot, and so it would be a bit late, I think, to introduce Elaida in the same season that's happening. So not a lot of setup, just boom, she's into her major plot, which it could happen. But then my question is, why is she in Camelin when she needs to be in Tar Valon? So my only thing is, the only way it makes sense to me for Elaida to be in Camelin in season 3 is if it's some sort of cold open flashback to Elaida's time in Camelin. And I mean, they could do that. So I do think there's some legs to the Shohreh as Elaida theory, but I don't know if it's as strong a theory to me, only because it would necessitate, to me, a scene where you have a flashback of Elaida in Camelin. And I don't know if we really need to do that. Is that necessary? It might be, but it might not be either. So whereas I think if they're introducing Elaida in season 3, she needs to be in Tar Valon.
Okay. I can see that. I did a poll on Instagram, so let me report the results of that really quickly.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me see if I can see the results better than this. All right, so easily everyone says Cadsuane. Like 59% of everyone said Cadsuane. And it was 36% Elaida.
Introduce Cadsuane early.
You could.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could introduce Cadsuane early, and like, so maybe there's something going on, you know, and they may need to introduce Caemlyn for another reason, which I think, if I won't get too specific here, but if they're bringing in some stuff from book 5, you know, Fires of Heaven, there's some Caemlyn stuff in there. So if they need to introduce it because that's going to come into season 3, then it could be just like sort of 2 birds with 1 stone situation, right? Where we're introducing Cadsuane early, we want to like kind of set her up, and we need to get Caemlyn in here, you know. So I still think that my money is still on Cadsuane, but I do think that if it's not Cadsuane, then definitely Elaida.
Okay, Winespring, what do you?
Okay, so, and we think that she's going to be in season 3. That she was not spotted anywhere.
Season 3,
unless they were sneaky.
It was
sneaky.
Well, you know, you guys, they could be.
But here's the thing: the timing of when Shohreh started talking to Rafe doesn't really work for her to then been brought in for season 2. I think that I don't know, unless it was like right at the end or something. But that would be very late to be casting your Elaida for season 2 if you wanted Elaida in season 2.
Yeah, I think it's Cadsuane.
Okay.
I think
I wasn't quite done yet either.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I asked Winespring, but you know.
No, Winespring, go for it.
That just never happens. So I would say that, I actually like her for Cadsuane too. I think she'd be a perfect Cadsuane. And she really played into Twitter of Time with that. So, you know, I want her to just keep doing that. Just keep feeding us all the fun stuff.
Okay, Tavern, please now share.
I thought, I wasn't sure she was in because somebody was talking. Anyways, never mind. I got confused. So my apologies. I think it's Cadsuane. I think that just like we got glimpses that weren't in the books, like the whole Loghain attack in Gildan and the whole Loghain in the cave, I think that she can be brought in for either a quick scene or a cold open, which is, they've had plenty of time to film like a cold open or something small with her just to introduce her. Because we know that in the books, while all the events of the books are happening, she's actually out there hunting stuff down, right? So why would they not show us that? They've showed us little glimpses of between the sentences from the books already on the show. I just don't see why they wouldn't be able to throw a Cadsuane out on the road doing her thing. And so that's why I'm going with Cadsuane. I don't think she's a Elaida either.
Nice.
Okay, well, I do.
Wolf's brother in chat says like she could be a wise one. I like that. Just throwing that into the mix.
Somebody did say that she might
consideration.
be. Oh, never mind. The message was retracted, so I'm not going to bring it up.
They decided against it.
Never mind.
I think I'm gonna go with Elaida here, and what will be funny is if every single person that I decide is Elaida becomes not Elaida until the end of time, and actually there's no Elaida.
There's just no Elaida is not.
She doesn't exist. But I think
I was just thinking that because do you all remember season 1, Maria Doyle Kennedy? Everyone was like, "Oh, that's Elaida," and so like we as a fandom just have our like all of our Elaidas, and none of them are Elaida apparently.
Yeah. Okay, Lee Science's message here, I agree with. Their vote is for Elaida. The way Rafe worded that tweet sounded like he had a character other than Cadsuane in mind. So they're talking about, there was a tweet that was like, "You've been on my vision board for a certain character for a long time." And that was after we had all been like, Cadsuane, 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 Cadsuane. He did not say Cadsuane. And so to me, it's...
he wouldn't.
It's Shohreh. I actually don't know how to pronounce her name. Shohreh? Is that right?
Sure.
I've been saying Shohreh. Okay. Shohreh. Like do re, mi fa sol la. That makes sense. Shohreh. Okay. So Shohreh is like she's an incredible actor. She was in The Expanse. She's got a relationship with Prime Video. Like she could be perfect for a big role that starts early, and I think that it would work for her to come in as Elaida. I tweeted this, but as at the very beginning of season 3, and she's in Caemlyn, or there's a flashback of her and Morghese talking in Caemlyn, with Morghese being like, go get Elaine. Like, where is Elaine? Go get her. And so Elaida goes on behalf of Morghese to the tower to try to fetch Elaine because she went missing in the Great Hunt. And in so doing, has a confrontation with Siuan, begins to suspect incompetence. Maybe Liandrin loops her in. We're talking spoilers for Fires of Heaven, so maybe some of the other people that were orchestrating the Tower coup loop her in, and like kind of use her as a figurehead because she's got such influence to like then put her in the Amerlin seat. I think it's possible, and maybe not use her, but like, you know, conspire with her to make it happen. And I think that could happen. Like, she gets to Tar Valon on the orders of on the orders of Morghese, like the first episode or something. I think by episode 8, like maybe episode 8 is the actual Tower coup.
Ooh.
Season.
I mean, I do think it's possible. I just realized one of the reasons why I think it's like harder for me to think about her as Elaida, but you're right, she's a fantastic actress and she can do any role. So this,
right.
But what it is that Elaida, she's not nearly as smart as she thinks she is, right? So, and I think I'm used to like Shohreh playing a character who's like the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it. I just realized that. But anyway, I'm sure she could do it though.
It could be. Yeah, I mean, she's got Cadsuane vibes, like, coming out of her ears.
My gosh,
like that. Everyone's been fan casting her for Cadsuane. You know, the, like, no-nonsense, incredibly smart, you know, leader, beast of an Aes Sedai. She's perfect.
Everyone is afraid of.
Exactly. She's perfect for that. But by golly, do I want to see her have a ton of screen time, which would be Elaida? Yeah, I sure do.
Yes.
I sure do. So, and it's so weird to me that we don't know who Elaida is. How do we not know who Elaida is yet?
Weird.
That's so. If she's in season 2, where is she?
A big mystery.
Don't you love it? I love it.
They're waiting
so
for
much fun.
my theories about that, but
waiting for the teaser trailer.
Do you have theories about that? Where she is, Rebecca?
Well, I mean, this is my like half-baked theories, but so after we found out that Natasha is definitely Lanfear, so we're like, okay, takes her off the board for Elaida. I'm like, okay, well, let me troll through every single like cast member that Wat series has found for season 2 and just look at all of them and be like, okay, well, could any of these be Elaida? So then I found one where I'm like, maybe, and so I tweeted that out.
Okay.
So that was
again,
Mila Alia.
Yes, winespringcafe.com, y'all.
Find your tweet.
Pop up again?
I have it automatically until I blind it or I close the eyeball on it. It'll just do every time. So I close the eyeball. So we don't have to see it every time we switched. Okay, I can change it back. Okay, so it's reading the pattern, not Rebecca. That's not as helpful.
Loved
there
it.
it is. Okay, so you tweeted.
So I tweeted about it like the day, like whatever day it was that like we were talking about Lanfear.
There she is. Okay. Let me pull. Yeah. Let me share. Boop. There she is. Okay, so
you never know.
Nyla.
We don't know anything much about her.
Nyla, Alia.
Nila or Nyla, I'm not sure. Alia, and she's in season 2. What series has her in season 2? We don't know much else about her.
Without a role name, or does the role name sound like fake news?
Yeah, no.
Do you remember? Nothing. Okay.
No, there's no name at all. None at all.
She's Steve. No, I'm kidding.
Steve.
we had a Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, Steve. I could see it.
She's Stephanie, obviously.
Stephanie, that's cute. So who do you think that she's going to be?
Elaida.
I just said, I was like looking through all the unconfirmed cast from Wat series, and I was like, well, she looks like she could be Elaida to me, but that's all I got.
Yeah.
Well, right before we came on, Wat series posted a link to everybody that's been cast.
That's right.
Yes.
Why are they so helpful?
I was going to.
they're just helping us out.
So as soon as we were like, okay, we know for sure Natasha's not Elaida, I'm just like, okay, I go to their whole list and I'm just like scrolling through, and it's great because you can search it by like, okay, well, I want to know who's confirmed, who's unconfirmed, who's in season 2, who's in season 3. You can like toggle all those like settings, and then just like it'll like give you a pared down list. It's amazing.
Okay.
Very nice.
I still think they're hiding the ball too much for Elaida to be in season 2, but I am happy to be wrong.
I mean,
happy to be
not.
wrong.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Hiding the ball.
That's a sports
I like
metaphor,
that.
Winespring.
I like that. I had to work through that a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, happy to introduce
Let's change
you.
that to a food. They're hiding the meatball.
They're hiding the meatball.
Oh, suddenly it's better.
Suddenly it makes sense. Okay, so since we're talking about the Aes Sedai in the tower, unless you guys want to keep talking about Shohreh, we don't even know who she is.
No.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of Aes Sedai in the tower, we have Rima Te Wiata as Sheriam.
Yes.
So this is
weird, most cute intro video of any person I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like,
epic.
I can't wait.
It was
to
epic.
see her.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Have you seen her in anything else? Okay, she was in, I believe, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she was in Hunt for the Wilder People. And if it wasn't that one, then it was definitely, no, I'm pretty sure it was that one. It's like a New Zealand movie. She's got this amazing New Zealand accent. Right. She's like this, like, kind of quirky, like, mother figure to the main character. I think she's like an aunt or a foster parent or something. And she's just delightful. She is just, you look at her and you like her, you know what I mean? And so that is kind of good for the Mistress of Novices, don't you think? Like,
yes,
definitely.
Yeah,
she has the perfect face,
like motherly face.
I love it.
Yeah. She's gonna spank you and then give you good advice.
Yeah,
and then give you a little hug, pat you on the back. It's fine, dear. It's fine. I mean, Tavern, you have to know that there's gonna be spanking somewhere.
I mean, there has to be.
No problem with spanking.
It's the wheel of time. So let's talk about, we know that she's Sheriam, which is helpful for the speculation. We know that she's coming in season 2 because they announced it, and that makes sense because the girls are going to be in the tower. So do we think we're going to get a lot of Sheriam? Is she going to be like kind of like Alana was in season 1, where she just keeps showing up and having fun, quirky moments that we all latch onto, like Snack Warder, but with Sheriam somehow. I don't know. Or do we think she's just going to be like around a little bit?
I mean,
I hope for the former after we've seen her little video. I mean, now that we see how delightful she is, like, put her on screen as much as you want. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, she'll be there for Nynaeve's accepted test, for sure, which is nice because they have, like, their little heart-to-heart thing. Tavern, you go ahead. Sorry, that's my main guess.
We see a bit of her, quite a bit of her later. Tower politics. I'm not gonna try not to spoil anything, but she has quite a bit to do later. So I'd love to see her on screen. She seems like an amazing person to watch in a character type role.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I think they did. I got to say this every time we talk about the casting. Their casting department deserves all the money. You know what I mean? Because, like, whenever I saw her, other than the fact that she doesn't have red hair, but, like, wigs are possible. And even if they don't give her a wig, whatever. But, like, when I saw her...
I hope they do.
I kind of do, too. Mira got a wig. So, But anyways, we'll talk about Mira later.
Yeah, A lot of people get wigs.
Yeah, her face is just perfect. It's the motherly,
really
sweet, but I could see her becoming, like... I don't know what it is about her, but even though she's New Zealand-ish, I feel like I've got like an Irish aunt that she reminds me of. And, like she could go from like the sweetest person in the world to like the scariest person in the world. And just like that. Yeah. And so for a Mistress of Novices, I think that works, because she's the disciplinarian, but she's also the one to be there to like help get them through rough time. Yeah. Mentor or whatever.
The mentor. She definitely has the mentor vibe.
Love it.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. How do we feel? Are we moving on?
Let's go.
Yeah. I just saw a picture of somebody that I didn't even know. I hadn't even seen that's on Watt Series' website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zelia Mendez Jones.
Well, that was a recent post, wasn't it?
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah. I hadn't seen that one.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you missed that one.
Okay.
I missed that. Well, I was on vacation and all kinds of stuff, but I missed a few things. But yeah, I didn't know that person was on there, and it's just interesting because her face is very unique,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out who she could possibly be. That's cool.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
No, I was just gonna mention that Zelia Mendez Jones is non-binary. So I mean, I actually they may use a variety of pronouns, but I just was throwing that out there.
Did not.
That's
know
really
that.
good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So another Aes Sedai that we have talked a little more about is Verin. Mira Sayal
Yes.
cast as Verin. Very exciting.
Yay.
I was on the Dusty Wheel like a month or two ago, right after we found out about Verin. We all watched things that she was in, obviously, other than the Wheel of Time. And she is just so fun. She is a comedian. She is quirky. She's got the comedic timing down to a science. And she's also very capable of being incredibly serious and dynamic. So I'm hyped about this. Whenever, like, how do you guys feel about Mira as Verin?
Yeah, she's gonna do a very like witty Verin. I think like there's gonna be a lot of like you're gonna have to pay attention maybe to what she's saying, how she's communicating, the subtle body, that kind of thing, to really get the full impact of Mira as Verin. I think it's gonna be phenomenal.
I agree. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
I love this picture of her. From season 2, because she definitely has that look. Her look is perfect to start off with. She definitely looks like she can pull off somebody that's distracted but really paying attention at the same time.
Oh yes.
I mean, like even in this picture, she's kind of like looking up at something, but she's smiling like she's lost in thought, and it just looks amazing.
Yeah,
it's making me excited. Yeah.
So, Rebecca, where do you think she comes into play in season 2? How soon do we get her? Is she going to be in the tower when the girls show up, or is she showing up to Tar Valon right now? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that this shot where it does kind of look like she's arriving somewhere. So I could definitely see her like maybe arriving in Tar Valon. I mean, it would make sense to introduce her in Tar Valon, as maybe like one of the Aes Sedai who's teaching or mentoring the girls as they're being introduced to the tower. I think that's a easy play. The one thing that I think from the Great Hunt that's like a pretty awesome Verin moment that I don't know if they can really do this, but I think one of the big things that I remember about her early on is that like she's the one Aes Sedai who figures out, well, I guess other people figure it out later, but she figures it out early that Moraine and Swan know that Rand is the Dragon Reborn. And she lets them know that. And that's a pretty like iconic moment. And I'd like for that to be brought in there somehow. I mean, and maybe it doesn't have to happen in the same way, but I just think it would be interesting, like if she and Swan have a scene like that where she knows Swan's secret, and maybe Swan then could be becoming very like, oh, can I trust Verin? I'm like worried about Verin. So she's kind of focused on her and then kind of missing out on some of the other elements that are actually an immediate threat to her. So I don't know. I hope they incorporate that somehow, because that's kind of one of the fun things about Verin is just that, like, yeah, it looks like she's not paying attention, but she notices some things.
Yes.
and then you find out about it in comedic fashion. So I'd love for them to do something like that.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, I too want that confrontation. I feel like that confrontation is the first time that you really understand that there's more to Verin than meets the eye. Because she's the brown. She's
not just the dotty brown. Like she's
sharp. She's got the
Very
she's got
sharp.
owl
Yeah.
vibes. She's wise.
Sharp.
She's really So, the question is that we posed earlier is like, will she do kind of a Vandine at Elyas thing where maybe she consults with Moraine somewhere, and then ends up at Tar Valon, and the combination of those two interactions maybe helps her figure out what's going on, right? And then she confronts Swan. Or, I mean, granted, I could see it either way. Like, it could be
so. Yeah, I mean, if she did take on the Vandine Adelius, like maybe they could do that in Kyrian, because we know Moraine's going to be in Kyrian, so maybe Verin's studying there in the library or whatever, and Moraine consults with her. So that's definitely another possibility I could see.
That's a lot of traveling, especially because if she's going to be in Tar Valon at the same time the girls are in Tar Valon, she's got to get there early in the season.
Yeah.
So it could be it could be
Right.
Swan first, then Moraine, or I don't know. We'll just have to. It's a wait and see.
Yeah.
It's a
Right. Maybe she just starts in Tar Valon and then like maybe she's there for an episode and then we don't see her and then she shows up like mid-season in Kyrian or something. I could see that.
Yeah. Actually, somebody in the chat said something interesting. She might bring the girls down. For Alverzier says she might bring the girls to Tar Valon from up north because she does go up north, And there's that screen grab from the sizzle reel of Swan like getting like in crazy ornamented attire getting out of a carriage, and to me that screamed Falma.
Yeah.
So the question is, does Swan actually go
She's
up there
somewhere?
Yeah,
I mean,
like.
So I think she's out of the tower.
Yes.
I don't know if Falma. I was thinking Kyrian again, but it's open.
Or, sorry,
to
not Falma. Faldara.
interpretation.
I'm thinking Faldara. Like
Yeah,
if she
Faldara.
at the
Faldara.
beginning,
Okay, that
she's a
makes a little
Falma.
more
Sorry,
sense.
not
Oh,
Falma.
okay.
I'm there's,
Okay,
there's a lot
okay.
of names. It's the Wheel of Time. We mess up
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yes.
Sorry,
mean-
Tavern. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's also the possibility that she clearly, it looks like she's arriving somewhere, right? It looks like Tar Valon. It looks like it's dark, like the lights are on. Who else shows up that we know in Tar Valon in season 2 in the dark, or at the end of season 1?
Matt.
Right?
Ooh.
So
Ooh, clever.
they've put a lot of effort into letting us know about the eyes and ears. Like they've put a ton of effort into that in season 1. They talked about it quite often. So what if she finds out just by subtraction, law of subtraction, right? That everybody left Tar Valon and the eyes and ears reported only X amount of people showed up at Faldara. And she's like, oh, there's one missing. And maybe she goes after that. Now, I mean, that's just a possibility. I don't know if that's the actual case. But it would explain if, how she likes to study the boys. Maybe how she gets, how Matt gets to Falma. Right? Maybe she travels with Matt down to Falma.
Huh. That's interesting. So instead of traveling
Interesting.
with the band hunting the horn, she travels with
Right.
Matt kind of hunting the horn in the opposite
Because,
direction.
I mean, because Matt's not with the band, with the group.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
We're going to use this as an opportunity to transition to one of the other characters who's coming, who
Yes.
I
Ooh,
think
we got-
is
what do we
going to
got?
be a part of Matt's transportation to Falma.
Okay.
And that is Bayle, aka Bayle Domon, Jillian Lewis Jones. We're going to get Bayle Domon. Finally, he's going to. And if I say Bayle, don't make fun of me. That's just the thing that my brain won't fix. So I have to really think about it. So that's my official prediction: is Bayle Domon is going to show up in this season to bring Matt
Hell
from
yeah.
Tar Valon to Falma. That's going to be his introduction.
that'd be amazing.
How do we feel?
I like it. I like it.
You like it? Anybody have any
Very
other
nice.
predictions? I feel like they can't just have him show up to Falma on a ship to be like the POV
No.
without ever having met him before.
Technically,
No, definitely. I like your theory. I think that's a good one.
Thanks. I love that. So we've got
When
consensus.
was he announced?
He was never officially announced. This is a
Okay.
WOT series. Like,
No.
this is a WOT series. He's playing Bayle Domon, but Wheel of Time hasn't confirmed. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Sorry,
mean,
missed-
they're not wrong. Like this is
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
I gotcha.
Look at him. He's perfect.
I mean, I can see it for sure. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's the context that it happens. So I don't know what else there is to it. I think that there's still a chance that once they get to Falma, he will be intercepted by the Shan-Chan and he will still have his trinkets down in the hidden cabinet and he will still get, absconded and all that other stuff. Like, that could still all happen, but Matt could just simply be on the ship with him. Easy.
Totally. Yeah. Gives us a reason to also be seeing that because like they're not going to have much time to like establish him as a character to then show something like that if one of our other characters isn't there. So if Matt's there,
Right?
Makes
you know,
sense.
That's the
then it kind of makes
Okay,
sense.
Yeah.
I agree with that whole scenario. Play devil's advocate. He could literally show up in Falma as part of one of the ships that's been captured, and the girls are using him to plot their escape, like in the books.
Yeah.
So he could show up there, but
Yeah.
I like the whole Matt
Yeah.
traveling with him idea better.
Porque no los dos. He could also help.
Exactly.
Porque no los dos. No más pantalones.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, amazing. Wait, Tarvalon to Falma via boat is a long ride. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
We don't need to
that's
worry
fine.
about maps.
They're not going to show it.
Better that than taking the ways, am I right? It's like, how the heck else is he gonna get
Yep.
there?
Yep.
I guess
Using ice
portal
peppers
stones
for
or
fuel.
something. Yeah, ice peppers for fuel. His luck, maybe his luck. Ooh, maybe this will be the first introduction of his like official luck, and they'll be like, the winds are insane. The river literally turned backwards so that we could get here faster. You know, I don't know.
We're doing 40 knots. What the hell?
Something's happening. I can't figure it out. It's a possibility. I'm currently reading Dragon Reborn right now, and so Matt's luck is like really revving up. You know, we just had the scene with him and the dark friend with the white streak in his beard, and he literally rolled a different roll on loaded dice, right? Like that moment. And so like it's really revving up, and so now I'm at the front of my mind is Matt's luck.
Luck is amazing.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's a good plot. We can move on. Like, we have a lot of characters to talk about. Bayle Domon will take Matt, and them's the rules. Let's see. Well, we just talked about Matt, so let's talk about another one of our Tavern boys, and how he might finally get his mentor in Elyas.
Yes.
Yay.
This one has been confirmed. Actually, not that it matters. What series knows what they're talking about? It wasn't like in a Wheel of Time announcement, but it was in like an article or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
it's solid. We've seen an image of him in one of the little teaser clip things too. So
Right? From behind?
Yeah,
Like
from behind,
we're thinking the white dreads are him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
he's got like long like dreads and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So I agree that that's him. And do we think he is going to replace Huron entirely as the sniffer for the Shinaran
sniffer.
party?
Yes.
Pretty
That'd
much.
be a good
Yep.
move. Yeah.
Okay.
Combine all that
It
together.
makes.
yeah.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
Rip.
Definitely.
okay.
Don't need to introduce the concept of a sniffer. You just have him be a wolf brother who's using his wolf brother abilities, and
Yeah.
Right.
there you have it.
That's one less
Will
weird,
he have
weird
golden
power.
eyes all the time?
That is something I'm very curious
that's a
about
good
as
question.
well.
Yeah.
We talked about this a couple
Yeah.
streams ago where I was like, is it going to be like once you're a fully fledged wolf brother, then it's constant, and then like while you're transitioning, it's like a flicker situation, or,
Maybe.
or not.
Hazard
Always
lights.
golden would be so fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that image that we saw of Marcus with the golden eyes that they
Yes.
released for season 2
Weird.
looked really good. Really,
Yes.
really good. So I'm just
Very,
saying that
very
like if they can make it look that good, I'm happy, whatever. Even if they can't do it all the time, but they can make it look that good, like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
as I said in a couple streams ago, it's like either way he could easily be Lord Perrin Golden Eyes, whether it's only while he's fighting or all the time. Like,
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
definitely.
I don't
It just looks so good. Golden.
did.
Oliver's
It does.
Oliver's is asking, when do we lose Elyas though? And I mean,
lose. What is happening?
yeah, like when does he leave the group?
Yeah.
Right. I would think maybe before Falma, or if he's getting to a point where he's like, it doesn't smell right, or he escapes when everybody else gets captured, because we know they do get captured.
Probably that.
So there's plenty of
Ooh,
places for
that's a
him to
good point.
disappear.
Lots of options. Yeah. Yeah.
I could totally see him bailing, like when they almost get captured.
Yeah.
You know, like, or anytime they approach a big city. Easy out for him, because it's
Yeah.
just like, I hate this.
He's
People
gonna circle
suck.
around. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's there.
Right. They
he's-
just get
People
they can just
suck.
get separated.
Yeah.
You know, he's there with the fate on the door.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
where that happens, I don't know if that's big city that they're going into. I don't know what's
No,
going
those
on
are like,
there.
well,
No.
think they're
in the
ruins?
books,
Look
it's
like
not
it,
a big
yeah.
city.
I don't think so. Yeah, but yeah, again, in the books. But then again, we've had completely new cities pop up in the show that didn't exist. So, like the
Have we?
mining town. Yeah, the mining town.
Oh, I mean, it was
that
named.
existed.
It was named
It's
after an
mentioned.
inn. Oh, and it was mentioned. That's right.
Two kings.
The
No, the inn
The
was
name of
named
the
after a town.
Yeah, the inn was named after the
The
four
inn
kings,
was named
yes.
after the
Four
town.
Kings.
But there's like
Okay.
Green Spring, which is mentioned in the book. We don't
is.
spend time
Is
there.
it? All right.
The name was
Yeah.
taken from the book.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There's so many things, by the way, while I'm doing this reread. I keep bringing it up, but it's so funny how I like forget things that happened,
yes.
like little details.
many.
And then I'm like, they
Mhm.
literally had that in the show. Like they're doing these things in the show that I didn't even remember were a thing. So yeah,
Pretty awesome.
for all
Yeah.
book
I've been
cloaks
saying
out
it, though.
there, I suggest a reread because then you'll
been
know.
saying
Oh,
it
there
the whole
you go.
time. They're taking throwaway sentences from the books, making them full blown scenes on the show.
Yeah.
It's
Totally.
like it's like they're reading between the lines and giving us, cool background stuff, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh,
And it looks
yeah.
so good while they're doing it.
Yes, all of them. So good. The cast just wild.
Just nice to look at.
So we're thinking like Tom had a brief but impactful kind of appearance in season 1. Elyas will have a semi-brief but impactful appearance in season 2. Like some kind of mentorship role with
That's a good
Verin,
analogy.
Sniffer. We're finding the horn, and then at some point out.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. Definitely.
Okay, I love that.
With a little Hopper sprinkled in
Oh
there.
yeah. People in the
That'd be
chat are
great.
wondering what's the vibe with Hopper.
Yeah.
Does
We're
Hopper?
gonna have
I mean,
Hopper.
Hopper's in. Rafe said it. He said we were going to get Hopper.
Maybe
We've
Hopper
already
gets
seen
killed by
Hopper.
the White Cloaks, but the like closer. Maybe Avienda
Yeah.
is captured by White Cloaks, and Perrin and some
Right.
wolves try to rescue Avienda, and Hopper gets
Oh my
killed
God.
in that context. I don't know. I'm like everything I've seen. Let me just.
No, I think you're. I think
spot
you're probably
on.
right. Kind of combining like multiple instances of White Cloaks. I think you're probably right, actually. Yeah.
God,
Yeah, because
Rebecca,
I
I
think
need to
they've
have you on
replaced-
all the time. This like you agree with my theories. I'm like really
You're
into
right.
this.
You're-
Thank
You're
you.
so right.
Wow. Feels good.
I think-
Sorry,
I
Tavern.
mean-
Go ahead.
We talked about this. I
On
think
opposite
that Gaul
sides of Shohreh,
It's true.
but generally speaking, yes.
It's true. It's true.
we talked about this. I think that Gaul's being replaced by Avienda in the cage.
I don't.
No,
We're getting
not
Gaul.
completely. I mean,
Not
Gaul
replaced
comes
on the
later.
show.
Later.
Not replaced on the show. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying in the cage,
Oh.
where
Maybe.
where
Yeah.
Karen first meets someone to introduce her sooner. I think they might have swapped Avienda in there.
Yeah, I
instead
could
of
see that.
Gaul. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's possible. Yeah,
because we gotta have Gaul. You kidding me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta have Gaul.
I hope so.
Gotta have some gall.
Daniel, who agrees we can bring Elyas
Have
back
some Gaul.
later, season 6 later, down the road, way down the road, because
Yeah,
he
later.
makes a fleeting
Later.
appearance in the books,
Yeah.
in the beginning too, so he doesn't have to stick around. He was
Right, it's
missed,
same thing. He disappears for a while.
right? He was definitely missed in season 1, but as long as we get him eventually, I'm happy, and it looks like we will. So yay, yay, we get him.
Hopper or Riot Panda?
Okay,
Definitely, definitely.
we are working our way through this, y'all. We're making a good.
Nice.
Okay, so this
Knocking
one I
it
love,
out.
and the picture I chose is like one of my
Okay,
faves
wait.
here.
Oh dear
What do we
Jesus.
got?
We've
What
got
do we
Jay
got?
Duffy as Dane Bornhald. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but his interaction with the fandom on Twitter has been delightful. It is like
So
this
good.
image,
So
for
good.
example.
Right.
I hate to say it, not really, but I love him. I think he's gonna be such a good
Aw,
Dane.
That's so sweet.
Really.
I love him.
He's so fun. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Dane? What do you think he's going to be doing? When do we find Dane for the first time?
I don't know.
No theories.
I mean, based on the shots that we've gotten from behind the behind the scenes stuff, I think we're gonna first run into him and our other boy, Child Briar, right?
Or well, maybe.
Fighting the Shanchan.
Yeah.
It looked like they're down in the Bayle Domon.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we're gonna first run into them.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting, I think, is if Dane Bornhald is in Falma, which he obviously is from the shots we've seen, and if they do a similar thing where we also have Jeffrey Bornhald there in Falma, and he dies there as he did in the Great Hunt, then you could have Dane Bornhald like seeing that for himself, like whereas in the books he he hears about it secondhand.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like more impactful, like getting a scene where he sees his father being killed. Although you'd have to then work in some reason why he connects it to Perrin. So that could be interesting, like how they do that. Because in reality, Perrin had nothing to do with it. He was just there. But you then have, Dane as a character who believes that Perrin is like responsible for his father's death.
Yeah.
So they'd have to write it somehow or show it somehow that's like plausible that Dane might think that. But I don't know, it could be more impactful that he's there to see all that. So that could be cool.
I could see like having just recently read that battle. Because somebody it wasn't Dane, it was Buyer, right, who got sent away. Like he was like, go send this message. Right. I can see Dane being that one, him like having a father-son chat, and he's like, son, you're the only one I can trust to send this message, whatever. And like, so he's like on the crest of a hill watching down into this valley where Perrin is, you know what I mean? And like Perrin is doing some work, and before he sees the end result, he leaves. And so like he's got Perrin at the forefront of his mind, even if, like maybe he recognizes him and we see him recognize him from when he rescues Avienda or whatever. That's a possibility.
Right. He could be there too. That's a good point. Maybe he's there in that earlier encounter and that's why he like recognizes Perrin later. That could make sense.
Could be. It could be.
Light blinded fool.
I feel like
Tavern, read it. Tavern, read it.
A light blinded fool with a wait. So Perrin actually does kill Jeffrem in the show and is actually a dark friend? That's a twist.
Hey, if you listen to Pat and Fane, somebody's going to be evil in the EF5, right? If we're reading between the lines.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, Perrin killed his wife too, so
obvious dark friend.
Perrin
what's gonna happen?
Confirmed a dark friend. Apparently, we are seriously team Dane Bornhald.
Confirmed him.
He has won us over on Twitter.
Don't say that out loud because then his head's gonna get blown up on Twitter, and we're gonna.
I know we should just But what I was gonna say though is like I feel like you don't need Buyer in this at all though. Like with Dane being more like on the scene for these kinds of things. Like, what do you need Buyer in this? So I'm not sure we're gonna have Buyer, to be honest.
Dane Buyer fusion. Okay. Mildly unhinged Dane equals child Buyer. Man. I don't know.
So are we? So is Jay Duffy, in the behind the scenes, Jay Duffy is Dane, and he's the one with the really bright blonde hair.
You don't think so?
No,
I thought that was him.
Definitely not.
I thought that was
definitely
I didn't think so either. Rebecca.
Oh no, not the. Okay, I'm thinking of a different picture. Let me find it. You guys keep going, but I'll find the picture I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I thought
so
that was
really
Buyer. Yeah.
I mean, it could be Buyer. That some people think that really light white-haired white cloak is Buyer. I personally think it's going to be Jaikim Carradine.
Okay.
I was thinking he just the vibe of the guy who's fighting, the white cloak that's fighting in the camp that Avienda is also fighting. I think that's Dane, and I'm trying to find that one.
Okay,
I know what you're talking about.
This guy, I got him. Maybe not. Now that I'm seeing him, I'm like, I don't know, because he's got the beard and he's got some hair, but he kind of looks like it's hard to tell. It's not a very good.
Looks like Dane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Definitely looks like Dane.
The hair.
Yeah, Jay Duffy has some facial hair. Here.
True.
Yeah. That one I'd have to get a closer look at again. I'm not sure, but
it's just a thought.
But that other shot, the more close-up shot of the really light-haired guy.
That's not him, I don't think.
That's not Dane.
Agreed.
Not Dane, 100%.
Agreed.
I don't think. I mean, you're saying it was
this guy. I can pull him up.
Was it Carradine?
That's just my theory. My theory that this guy could be Jaikim Carradine instead of Buyer.
Here's okay, and I'm not taking note of that. It's a good thought. I'm just from my observation. One, he's got an axe on his back. I don't think Carradine would carry a weapon. He's not. I don't think he's a fighter. I think he's too much of a coward.
Yeah.
Hold on, we just got raided by Don Marshall. Welcome on Twitch, so you can't see it on YouTube, but welcome everybody. Thanks for the raid. I assume you were playing Magic, Lord of the Rings, but I actually wasn't watching because I was here. So welcome. We're talking about the Wheel of Time, recent casting, season 2, maybe season 3. So you were opening packs. Yeah, I've been opening packs for the last week, so I can relate. Okay, anyways. Yes, new images, new cast. We're just talking about who this is. And we're thinking Jaikim Carradine.
And to be honest,
or Buyer.
I thought that they had merged Valda and Karadin into one because he seems to be Valda seems to be more of a questioner.
Well, yeah, he is. But
but he's not like that in the books. So that's why I think that they've merged him and made him the questioner, or the big bad questioner in the books.
But I'll just point out that I think they're using the silver pauldron. I think that's what it's called. The shoulder piece to indicate questioners. That's what Valda wears, and that dude is also wearing one. So he's a questioner also.
I think they took away the red crook. Then is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No,
I thought it was rank. I thought the pauldron was rank.
I don't really see where red crooks are going to figure into this white cloak costume design at all, to be honest.
True.
Like they don't. I just don't think it's going to fit in. So I don't. I mean, it could be rank, but I think personally the silver is for questioners, and that. I mean, that's what Valda's wearing. So I think it's quite possible that this guy is also a questioner. But theory, just a theory.
I think we'll find out whether this guy, the weird guy I just showed, not this one, is Jachim.
Yeah, not this one.
Jachim in the Dark Friends social. Hopefully at the very beginning.
We could.
Because that was the.
Maybe we will.
Well, we are spoiling things. That was the. We're spoiling book 2, everybody. So chill out.
Everybody that just showed up with Don Marshall, we are spoiler heavy through book 5.
Yeah, book 5 of the Wheel of Time. If you haven't read Wheel of Time and you like the Lord of the Rings, you should read the Wheel of Time.
Yes,
that's all. That's all on that. So Dane, I think he's gonna get a bigger role. I'm excited to see Joffrey back, for sure. Right back, because he was the like stately gentleman in season 1.
He was.
He was the more down to earth. He wasn't
for a white
like
cloak. He had a good vibe.
For a white cloak.
For white cloak, absolutely. He was way more level headed than bird eating Valda.
I would say like Aes Sedai burning Valda is like the weird thing that he did in the season. But
I mean, he ate a bird, bones and all, and his mouth bled, so that's kind of odd.
You're clearly not a Succession fan because that's a thing that people do. Fancy people do it.
I know it's a real thing, which is just weird to me.
Very weird.
All right, any other thoughts about
recipe coming to Winespring Cafe soon?
Just the whole bird.
Except Winesprings are going to be like Easter peeps.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Easter peeps.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Wonderful.
Any final thoughts about Dane before we move on to some real, true season 3 speculation?
Nope.
No.
I love the only thing is I love his interaction on Twitter.
Yeah.
He has gone
super duper guy.
Like head first into the fandom and he's killed it.
Absolutely crushed.
He's awesome.
We love him.
Hopefully
go ahead,
actors enjoy engaging with the fandom like as much as we enjoy them engaging with us.
I think he's getting a kick out of it. Why would he post this if he didn't?
I mean,
want the interaction.
Totally.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the pressure from the studio? What did you tweet?
Yeah.
What did you just tweet?
Did you say anything?
Did you tweet?
Don't say anything. All right, so we've got.
Handle the truth.
We have. This is lower quality than I was hoping, but this is what it is. We have Luke Featherstone from WOT series, reportedly joining season 3. And the speculation is rampant about who he is going to be playing. People have pointed out that he's got a bit of a Yosha, face. I don't know how to put it. He favors Yosha in the face. Like I didn't have time, but like putting them side by side, it's kind of uncanny. They could be brothers.
It's creepy.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No.
Yes. Look it up.
Cover his hair.
I'm going to Instagram right now.
Cover his hair with your hand and you'll see the resemblance.
He really does look like Yosha. Not in every picture, but if you get the right pictures, it's pretty.
It's creepy.
You might be able to find it on Twitter because I know somebody posted like a literal side by side. It might be like
I did.
You did.
That was my my comparison shot.
Tavern did it. I like your phone case, by the way.
Thank you.
So the reason I put Janduin and Galad here is because no, I guess like Galad's handsome, super, super handsome, and keep in mind we're spoiling only through book 5. Galad is super handsome,
Mhm.
and he's from Camelin, so there's a chance that if we don't meet him in season 2, we'll meet him in season 3, since apparently they're going to be in Camelin.
Possible.
And, you know, well, I don't want to spoil more than I'm supposed to. I don't remember when certain things happen in the books. And
It might be in book 5, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure either, so I'm not going to say.
he also takes a certain path with his life, and so that might happen in that
Oh.
season.
Yes.
No, that is book 5.
Is it?
That's book
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
So when
Yeah, it is.
spoilers for book 5, when he becomes a White Cloak, you know, who knows what he could be getting up to? Major shenanigans.
Yeah.
And that might be when we get introduced to him. Maybe he already became a White Cloak in the show. We don't know.
Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has started in the chat with the Lord Luke thing, and this
Yes,
has been
address
bugging
it.
me. This has been
Do
bugging
it.
me for a while. Lord Luke is described as looking like Lan,
Okay.
not like Rand.
No, not quite.
Yeah,
We're
don't-
almost there, but
Slayer.
no.
I
know.
know some Slayer and Lord Luke, wasn't it?
So, well, this is getting very spoilery here. That we're about.
Okay,
to
major
get into,
spoiler
but-
alert. Major spoiler
Didn't
alert.
let me? I think.
Oh, I'm just gonna pull it back a little bit. Lord Luke, as we see him in book 4,
Right.
is the Lord in the who's like there in the Two Rivers,
Who
who
shows
is
up,
like Perrin gets like, you know, very weird vibes from him.
Yes.
He looks like Rand. Meanwhile, there is someone else who Perrin encounters
Yes. In the same
in
book.
the Wolf Dream who looks like Lan. And he gets bad
Okay.
vibes from him too. And I'm not going to say, I feel like maybe that's all we want to say without like
Yeah, we'll leave
spoiling
it- we'll
beyond
leave it
what we
at that.
said.
Right.
But it's a good
We'll leave it at
point
that,
to
but-
make.
But Luke, as we see him in the Two Rivers, looks like Rand.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't recall that. I trust you. That's just probably one of the things that I totally, you know.
I understand why it makes
There's a
sense that
yeah.
you're thinking that. There's a reason you're thinking that. I'm just,
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's what do they call it? A Mandela effect, where it's like, what, you know, eventually as time goes by, maybe with other information that you learn, you remember
with other
something,
information,
and it's not the right thing. So
Yeah.
totally understandable.
Yes. Yes.
So either way, he could be Lord Luke and look like Rand. He is like this
Correct.
photo. I feel like this. So I posted on Twitter. Let me find it, because like there's a photo from his Instagram that the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, that's Galad, and like jump scare warning. It's not really a jump scare, but like that's Galad, right?
I saw
Glad
this
vibes,
picture.
for sure.
I did
Yes.
see this picture, and it's pretty ripped. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, yeah, like good for him. Like, but
Yeah.
also.
Good working out, buddy.
Also, like, if you're thinking of, and it's so hard because the books are like, you know, just a stunningly, even Mat Cauthon is like, wow, he's like almost as pretty as the girls, you know, like, which to me, I'm like,
Yeah.
like, look at this guy, he's gorgeous. So I know we do that with almost every white dude that gets cast, is we're like, who's, you know, we're like, this is Galad because he is beautiful, but this one might actually work out.
Like
Are you
this
sure
time
that's
we're
not,
nailing it for sure.
That's not Val and Luca.
We're not gonna meet Val and Luca yet. Season 3, come on.
We could in season 3. It's a possibility. We meet him
You
in
could
book
pass
5.
him.
Fair.
Pass him on the road. You don't know.
But anyway, this is not Val and Luca though. No.
Sith guy says, nice
not.
catch with that net. Hybrid Havoc
my
says,
money-
it's all Galads and Elaidas. It's true.
Yes.
We can't help but cast them.
My money
help
is on
it.
Billy Zane being Val and Luca.
That would be hilarious. I want,
That's what I want. That's
Matt,
what I want.
not Matt
I'm right
Perry.
with that.
Matt, the guy from What We Do in the Shadows. Is his name
Oh.
Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry. is
I know,
from
that's a guy
Friends.
from Friends. It's something like that, though. It's something like that.
Matthew
Cannot
Perry
see
is
him
the
as
guy-
Val and Luca.
No, it's one of the vampires from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
He would
I'm
make
just
the
glad you
perfect.
didn't mean Chandler, because Chandler can't do it. But yes, you're
No.
right.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. It's gonna drive me.
Can we get any more elephants in this tent?
Okay, Don Marshall agrees that it's very Galad, and so I'm gonna pin that
Yes.
so we all remember.
That's agreed. He's very Galad. Yes.
But we haven't talked
We were
about
talking
Janduin.
other people.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Janduin
Yeah.
yet, so let me pull him back up. Janduin being
Janduin would be fun.
Janduin would be fascinating. Who Janduin being
Yeah.
Rand's
would.
dad,
Cold
right?
open.
Please tell me I'm not picking
Yeah.
that up. Janduin is
Okay.
yeah. Janduin
Yes.
is Rand's dad.
Yes.
The Aiel, right? Yeah, that Shael. This is all things we know by book 5, right? Hopefully.
Definitely. This is
Uh,
book 4
Okay.
material.
Right.
Book 4 material for sure.
So Shael, Camelin, noble lady / royalty, flees Camelin, becomes a maiden of the spear, gets pregnant by our boy Janduin, who is a clan chief, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he is.
I believe
Yes, he
so.
is.
And so now that I'm looking at him, I'm like, he's probably too young to be a clan chief. but if it's a flashback, maybe not, you know, because if they bring back the oh my gosh, the girl who played Shael in the cold open,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
not Madja Sitova.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
It's something like
amazing.
that.
pretty
Magdalena
impressive.
Sitova. Yeah, but anyways, she's fabulous, and so like
Yes,
if they bring her back, they could
Sitova.
bring him in as her like love interest, and that could work too. But I'm saying Galad. Let's all officially predict, and in the chat, please do this as well. Who is Luke Featherstone playing? I say Galad.
Cadsuane.
That's right.
Elaida.
Elaida. Well, it's a good guess. It's not.
No, Galad. For real. Galad, though. I can see Galad. Yes.
Okay. Bella. Okay.
I'm torn, but I'm still thinking we might get Galad in season 2, so I'm not totally convinced he's Galad, although he certainly could be. I mean, I can see the vision, but if we don't get him in season 2, then yes. He's kind of like in my Shohreh thing, where it's like, well, I still think we might get Elaida in season 2. I think we might get Galad in season 2. If not, then sure.
If not, then Galad in season 3.
Sure.
Right.
Tavern.
Yeah, but he could be. I could see him as Janduin or Luke. So I don't know. I'm torn on him.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go with all of our catch-alls.
Okay.
I think this happened.
Okay.
I think this happens during the accepted test, and it's a young Balwer.
Mhm.
No, I'm just kidding.
A young 7.
7 blower.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
young Balwer. No, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm gonna say Galad. Although Janduin is a possibility, I'm gonna say Galad, and I think we may see him in season 2 because if Elaine is in season 2.
She is.
Which we know she is, right? And she's at the
She
tower. She's at the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And Gawyn should be there as well, especially training with the warders. I
Yes.
think that one scene where where that shot where we see them practicing with spears, I think that might be Galad and Gawyn and not have anything to do with Mat whatsoever.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think we pretty almost certainly have Gawyn in season 2 because there was a leaked audition script from what
right.
series that was for Gawyn. And in one of them, like Gawyn mentions his brother. So I mean, his brother wasn't in the scene, so he could have just mentioned him, and Galad is not ever shown in the season. But yeah, it would be like reducing his role quite a bit, I guess, to not bring him in when Gawyn is brought in. So I don't know. I think we might see him in season 2.
I hope. Although he fits the bill. Okay, so we've got some chat votes. Julie Schultz says Galad. Agreed. Willev, I'd love him to be Rand's dad. Sith Guy says Tyrion Noble. Hybrid Havoc, Lord Luck. Dana Luhu, Luck. Let's see. Verin's Brush, Galad. Two Rivers Badger, Talonvor. So Tavern, your
Very
vote.
creative.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Talonvor.
Willev also says,
like
"Hear
that.
me out,"
No
Asmodean.
talent.
A little
I also like
early.
Asmodean,
Well, actually,
too.
no, season 3. Ooh, season 3.
Yeah,
No.
Asmodean's
He's
a pretty good guess.
Asmodean.
Not early.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He totally has that vibe, too.
I
Like,
would get behind. I love that theory. I hadn't heard that one yet.
Creepy, though.
Willie, good job.
Seeing Asmodean and Rand in the same scene would be kind of weird because they look so much alike.
I wouldn't think that'd be
It
weird.
would be odd.
I'd be fine.
I know
with it.
you wouldn't.
I think it would be
Oh, look.
just fine.
They have given us bookends.
They have.
Yes.
Little action figure bookends to put on your shelf with your books.
Okay. So lots to think about with Luke Featherstone. Can't wait to hear more about him.
A lot of Lord Luke, which is just, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, sure, for sure.
I'm not saying it's not.
That's the other thing is, we know Lord Luke is in the show also. Like, that was another leak. So that I'm just saying that's a point in favor of him being Lord Luke, because Lord Luke is in.
Okay.
Listen, I'm always happy to be incorrect. Completely happy to be incorrect.
I am always especially happy when you're incorrect.
I know you are.
Oh, okay. So
Savage.
we had.
That was wrong.
We had. Let's see. What series released something today? So let me pull it up.
Yay!
Let me pull it
This is
up.
great.
Yeah.
This is cool news.
And I don't
I'm
know
calling bullshit on this.
what. Why?
Why would you call bullshit on this?
Because it's very suspicious that I yell out Lenny on another post, and all of a sudden this comes out. I'll be damned if that doesn't look like Lenny.
We know. Well, she has a name, so we think we know who she is.
Lindsey Duncan.
Yeah.
No, not the actress.
Do you think it's
It's like Moraine's sister,
It's
right?
Moraine's older sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How do we
Yeah,
have a
this is
name
Maureen's
that's
older sister,
bullshit?
yeah.
It's in the actual article. You have to
Yeah,
click
you
it and
read.
it.
And the
Yeah.
article.
You know these like sometimes these articles.
I only do pictures.
There's words with information.
Not just headlines either, but like
If you
words, like
want me,
lots
no.
of words.
No. Listen, if you want me to read anything, you have to give me crayons to chew on.
Okay,
Oh my
well, we'll
God.
do that next time.
Tavern.
So let's first of all,
Nice.
we've mentioned you before, Wat series, but like shout out to Wat
Wat
series.
series.
They are
one more time.
absolute legends. So Ari reported today that first of all, Wheel Time returning with season 2 on September 1st. We found out Natasha O'Keefe is Lanfear thanks to them, and we found out now thanks to them that Lindsey Duncan, this beautiful woman, will be in season 2. She's from Edinburgh. She is
Love
an
her. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff.
insanely, like she's everywhere. Discovery of Witches, His Dark Materials. She's gonna be playing. Why can't this? Her name is so. Oh, Anvier.
Yeah.
Anvier.
Anvier.
Anvier. I bet it's Anvier. Like Nynaeve is pronounced weird.
Anvier.
Okay,
Let's
so
see the names.
Anvier, which we found out is Moraine's older sister. So we know that Moraine is going to be in Carrion this season, and so it makes sense that we would get some Damodred politics that include her older sister, right? This just fits like a puzzle piece. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she looks
Yes.
great for an older
Yeah.
sister.
I'll keep mispronouncing Lenny, but that's okay.
Linny?
Well, there was
Oh.
some little reveal about Linny not too long ago, actually. Like some other actress is playing Linny. I forget who it is.
Really?
Probably like a cameo.
Yeah.
I didn't see that
really.
either. What the?
I'm sure it's like I don't remember how that one came about. If that was What series, or not. But like there, it was some like other little, again, like someone just like putting it on their CV or something like that. Some actress that was just like had it on her CV, with the role as Linny. So I mean, my guess is it's going to be like a little teeny tiny thing, but yeah, that was out there too
It
recently.
would suck if we only got a teeny tiny bit of Lenny.
I mean, for
Maybe
now.
just little sprinkles.
Yeah,
Just little
like
sprinkles.
she's
I
just,
mean,
I get that, but we need at least one Lenny
I'm okay with it.
out of that
I'm
that
okay
scene.
with it.
she's not
But
You're
that
not
one.
too crazy about Linny, Rebecca.
You don't need Linny for Linnyisms. I don't know. I was just like advocating for Linny to be like someone who like never appears on screen but is always mentioned, like always name dropped. Like they're always just like, oh yeah, Linny says blah blah blah, but we never see her. That's what I
I
wanted.
love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Nynaeve's like Elaine.
yeah.
Like, stop talking about Linny,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, or
Right,
Nynaeve's
right.
like, this Linny, she sounds like she might be really smart, and like that's all we get.
I was saying this when like there was all this speculation about Shohreh, and like there was like insane speculation like, oh, Shohreh's gonna play Linny, and I'm like, no, like you cannot.
I
No,
did
joke
about
did
that.
say that, but kind of as a joke.
So get okay, but so that was what I was like. Okay, no, Linny should be this character who we just talk about. She's always mentioned, and we never see her. And then I was like Tino on My So-Called Life to date myself while I was joking about it. So anyway, reference that you have to be a very certain age to get. So
Okay. So, Lindsey Duncan. to me, this means that perhaps Moraine, maybe, is with Rand during some of his Carian, like, endeavors, right? Whenever they do the Barthanes mansion, whatever. Like, maybe instead of it being Verin guiding him, it's actually Moraine. We see Moraine, Lan, and Rand together in a like burning or like well lit town of sorts. I don't know. It seems like they're gonna be together.
With the torches.
Yeah, it seems like they're gonna be together for a non-insignificant amount of the season, which I'm looking forward to because I mean I love Rosamund Pike. And then we're gonna meet Moraine's sister at potentially this party, or maybe I would think the party.
Yeah,
probably.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
Lenny is a dark friend trying to destroy Andor from the inside.
Who said that?
That was Willev.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, Dana, who says like we never see Bayle Domon's aged grandmother? Exactly.
Yes. Yes, Dana, of course. Just like
That's
that.
it. That's what I wanted. I wanted that.
I
like
love
that.
how
I like
playful
that.
that is. That's such a fun idea. Like
That's
just
really
to never actually meet Lenny,
Pretty
just
amazing.
hear all her isms.
Well, it sounds like we're going to meet her.
Yeah.
It's something I didn't know, but it could be very brief.
Exciting.
That is exciting.
That's what I'm like cameo, like what's his name in season 1? I'm like blanking on the
Basil Gill,
innkeeper's name,
right?
but
yeah,
a Basil Gill like situation.
Yeah,
that's
that
what
was, I was upset about that, but yeah.
Why? Like,
Damn, Tavern.
things that people latch on to. Like, I don't
No,
understand.
I mean, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not crying myself to sleep over it. I'm just saying
Oh,
that
we were
I was
worried,
upset
man.
because, you know, in the books, Basil Gill is just tried and true to Morghast, right? He is devoted to
The
Caitlyn.
Queen's man, right?
Yeah, and to reduce him to an innkeep in Tarvalon going, yeah, they're in there. I don't even think he had words. He just pointed or something. was kind of an insult.
I mean,
to be honest with you.
I mean, I look at it this way, that like that was never going to make it in. Like the stuff that we actually get of Basil Gill as we know him was going to be cut completely. So rather than just like never mention him, it's an Easter egg. It's like, oh yeah, here's this little name that like if you haven't read the books, like that guy doesn't need a name. He could just be innkeeper number 12. You know what I mean? Like it's not important, but just for fans, that little sprinkle in there, just like,
It's like
it's
the
an
whole
Easter egg.
Megan. It's like the whole Megan thing.
The whole Megan.
Well, with Megan, we see her in the show. We see her.
Oh,
and she goes,
Megan. Oh, sorry. The way I heard in my
Megan.
head, it's
Oh,
Megan.
Megan,
I was like,
yeah.
Megan? What?
Oh.
Megan is my
She
sister's
says,
name.
yeah.
So when you said that, I
Yeah.
was like, she's not in the Wheel of Time. Like,
You know, when she
Although-
shows up and she talks to Moraine, and then she's like, I gotta
They
go.
seem to be expanding her.
Yeah, they do. They've expanded her quite a bit, even in the first season. I was pretty impressed.
And and she's going to be back in season 2, so I think that that's one of those things that they've pulled out to like expand on.
yeah.
Whereas sometimes they have to do the opposite, where someone who is more significant in the books can't make it into the show. So it's just like, okay, well, we could never mention this person at all, or we can throw a tiny little Easter egg in and then move on. And that's kind of seems like what they did with Gil, but.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it? Megan?
I do Megan. Yeah, like it's
Megan,
Maigan. It's Megan in my head.
Yeah.
I
Megan,
don't know.
I think.
I think like there were people on
Sounds
Twitter
good.
today having an utter heart attack about the fact that this person got cast. And to me, like
Really?
just in case people because they were like, "Oh, great. Now this whole season's going to be about Moraine." And I'm like, first of all, like we could find out that like Basil Gill got cast, and like we just talked about, he didn't say a single word. You know what I mean?
Pointed.
And so
No.
it's just she could be at the party, you know, and like sniff in Rand's general direction and have a title or like have a credit on IMDb. Like we don't know the extent of her role, and so I feel like the people hitting the panic button about this, like, you know, Perrin not even being in the season because Moraine's sister got cast is like,
What?
everybody needs to just calm down. I mean, that obviously that was hyperbly, but like
Yeah.
it's
I
not
was gonna
that
say,
big of a deal.
Lindsey Duncan
I
being
would
cast
be
as
willing to
anything,
bet a
she's
lot
going
of-
to have speaking lines.
I get
She's
it.
gonna have lines.
But like
Yeah.
it's the game of
But
houses.
it's probably going to be
The depth of it,
one scene, like
Yeah.
one scene, right?
All right, I'm
one
giving her
good
3
scene.
scenes.
That's what she gets.
Three
Okay,
calling
maybe,
three.
yeah. But it's one
I'm calling
episode.
3
one
epic
episode.
scenes with her.
Yeah, we're talking Dace Daymar.
Epic
Maybe
scenes,
Rand
okay.
is staying with Moraine in her noble house or whatever instead of staying at an inn. And so this lady and Moraine have some tense conversation about something. This lady and Rand interact with each other on the way to the privy. And then this lady sees Rand at the party and like walks away from it. You know what I mean? Like that could be it. Like we could be totally fine.
Yeah.
Lindsey Duncan? No
Ooh,
way. We're
like
getting
one of
some cool
those-
Maybe
lines.
she's
Here. We're getting some cool
ooh,
lines here.
Here we go.
maybe she's one of the noble women who like try to like flirt with Rand
Oh,
in
yes.
that party scene. Like
yes.
that would be fun. She
Her
could
doing that with Yosha would be amazing to see.
That or one of those.
yeah.
Moraine, he cannot stay here. What will the neighbors think?
you know, honestly, like we've been kind of likening certain actors to like their season 1 counterparts. Maybe Lindsey Duncan is the Maria Doyle Kennedy of season 2. She has a very brief
Yeah.
appearance, but she's got some really
Yeah.
profound moments and leaves us wanting more. And then and then that's it. You know?
3 scenes, y'all. I'm calling it.
Okay, 3 scenes.
Profound, 3 profound scenes.
Heard it here first.
How about 2 profound scenes and a?
Well,
And a setup.
3 scenes. That's still 3 scenes. Okay, so we didn't mention Avienda or Elaine because we've talked about them already kind of at length.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we kind of wrap the stream up? Like any casting that we haven't talked about yet that you all want to definitely talk about, or like any predictions for season 2 now that we've got a fuller picture of the cast to expect? Anything like that? Anybody got any thoughts?
I'm looking at Watt series, and they've got everybody named for season 2 that they have headshots for that they know they're going to be in there, except for that one person that I brought up earlier that's still unknown for a role, and that's Zelia Mendez Jones. Which would be amazing as a Ganon or...
Let me pull them up.
Ooh, Agina?
Yeah.
Yes, I would love some of that.
That would be a cool Ganon.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that too, but then for some reason when I was going back and like looking at the actor for Bayle Domon, then I was like, that age gap is
too much.
Not great.
Yeah. When have age gaps ever bothered the Wheel of Time? Is all I'm gonna say.
We're updating the Wheel of Time.
We're updating the Wheel of Time.
Zelia Mendez Jones is pretty young, I think. As far as I can tell.
I've never seen them anything before. I mean, the face.
This is one of their first like big credits. I think they've
awesome,
maybe
though.
done like a couple other things. Like contemporaneously with it, but they were just getting started. So
click
found them. I was sorry I couldn't see that. You didn't know.
Okay, all right, cool.
Zelia Mendez Jones. So that I could see it.
So who
for
do we
Ganon.
think they're playing?
We don't know.
We don't know. It's unknown.
Ganon.
We could speculate about
Interesting.
anybody. She could be one of the. I'm sorry. They could be one of the. Soldam, or they could be anyone really.
Wait, we do have Denna, or right? Denna, the Soldam, Egwene Soldam.
We don't have Rena.
Thank you.
Rena, yeah.
I don't, but we have Sita, who's another one of the Soldam. I think they have her. So I don't think we do have a Rena confirmed.
And Rafe said one of his favorite scenes of the season involves Rena.
Yeah.
So she's here, she's here somewhere.
That could be. I mean, I could see Zelia Mendez Jones. Maybe that could be.
Are you talking about
the other thing he said? The other thing he said about Zelia Mendez Jones when asked about them was that basically they were just like killing every scene that they were in. So and he was hyping up that Egwene Rena scene. So maybe there's a connection there.
I need a different picture just to through my head.
Google.
I'm doing that right now. Somebody was saying. Somebody just mentioned that. What was it? Aludra, but I don't think that's Aludra.
I don't know that we're gonna have a Aludra. I mean, we could have an Aludra in season 2, but I don't know. Maybe.
I could see her as a Soldam. Easy.
Kevin Mudweiler says Cadsuane.
Cadsuane.
Nice. Wait.
So we're saying.
Finally, we figured it out.
So
let's see.
you're thinking, Kritter, you're thinking that in the behind-the-scenes shot where we see Egwene screaming and crying, this individual may be the other person in that scene.
The one inflicting the pain could be.
Yes.
Ooh.
Maybe.
I
Be
mean,
really cool.
I didn't notice or didn't put two and two together that Rafe had said that about them, and the fact that that was said now makes me think,
Yeah.
oh baby, that's probably Rena. Just a
Ooh,
thought.
maybe.
Although he might have a thing for Alviarin, because don't we all? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't have to really meet Alviarin yet necessarily.
No.
We might not. Yeah.
So it could be that could be a wait and see. And
Yeah.
the age difference, it might be a little weird.
Yeah. Again, I don't know their exact age, but I do think they're pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you can play with that a bit, but
Let me find out.
You definitely can. Yeah. It's a thought too, because there will be like a power dynamic in the sense that like he might be older than her, but she will be in charge of him without spoiling much.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
Somebody in February wrote that Zelia Mendez Jones is an actor who portrays an unspecified recurring character in the season 2 of Prime Video's The Wheel of Time.
Recurring.
yeah.
I don't know. That's from fandom, I think.
Recurring. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
really
I
sure.
mean, I feel like Rafe wouldn't be like, they're crushing it if it was like for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So,
Right. No,
I'm
obviously
thinking
there's gonna
Rena.
be some significant scene. Yeah.
yeah,
can
this
see
is
it.
exciting.
Find out their age.
We've got, there's just so much to look forward to here. This is like the whole cast. I didn't narrow it to season 2. I don't know if that's an option, but
That would be helpful.
It is.
It is. You can click at the
There
top.
is a
There's
way
filters.
to
Yeah.
narrow
confirmed,
it to season 2.
unconfirmed. What a Omar is
Look
a
at the-
I
website
know.
wizard.
Omar.
So good.
Crushing it.
Good job, Omar.
Hey, man, Omar.
Great job.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see
Get all
Royale
these
again.
people. So what do we think about before we leave Karima McAdams? Do we think that's Seraph?
Karima.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could just.
I look at unconfirmed.
Pretty sure
Confirmed. She's in there.
that she is the Shanshan woman with the face covering and the
Yeah.
long fingernails that we've seen,
Yeah.
and that is probably Surath. So yeah, I think so.
I'm not gonna
Wow,
lie.
what
She
a stunning
that
person.
woman is gorgeous.
They all
Yeah.
are. Let's be
Just
honest.
striking.
I mean,
There's nobody on that show that's ugly, which is crazy to me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just look at an actor and be like, oh wow, that person's a smoke show, so they must be playing Lanfear or Galad. Nope, they could be
Right?
anybody. They
Like
could be
anybody.
Bayle
Not how
Domon,
it
you know,
is.
whatever.
so we're thinking
Yeah.
Surath for her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anthony K would be Turok.
They've got
What we're thinking?
they've got Daniel Francis
There is
listed
a-
as High Lord Turok, even though this is under unconfirmed.
That's
Yeah.
confirmed.
Oh,
really?
yeah,
For
never
Turok?
mind.
Mhm.
Okay.
So High Lord Turok,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah.
Daniel Francis. Then who is Anthony K playing?
Anthony K.
That's another big guy.
You keep just saying names. Oh,
Sorry.
I think he's
Oh,
not
yeah.
in until season 3, maybe. I think he's a season 3 actor,
Oh.
okay.
if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
a lot. You guys.
I need to put Watt series on the description of this YouTube video.
Yes.
I just need to
Yes,
link
you do.
them because like we're just
We
using
need to
their
link to
website.
this. Yeah, we just need to link to their page.
Yeah. She's Elsa. Tree
Yes.
Hill.
Yeah.
That is such a Lord of the
Elsa
Rings
Tree
name.
Hill.
Like such a Lord of the Rings name. Tree Hill, come on.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
kind of a
Tree
hobbity
Hill.
name.
It is. Yeah, it's like Underhill or whatever.
All right, somebody
Mhm,
jog my
mhm.
brain. Who is Yasika?
Oh, that's
In
It's
Eyes
from
to
The
Die,
Witcher, right?
Yeah.
No, that's Yennefer.
Yennefer.
She's a
um,
Hufflepuff. We know she's a Hufflepuff.
Yasika. That's true. No, Ravenclaw.
Yeah, she's a Ravenclaw. What the
Um,
heck? She dates a Hufflepuff. Get it right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right. I forgot. Whatever. Listen, you date a
Um,
Hufflepuff, you become a Hufflepuff.
That's not true because
Wow.
Mr. Critter is a
Just saying.
Hufflepuff and I am Gryffindor through and through. Let's just let it be known.
Okay.
Anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Katie
Right.
Leung, who's playing
Oh, yes.
Yasika.
Yeah, she's in Eyes to Die of the Brown Aja. That's what we know.
Nice. Oh,
Nice.
I wonder. Oh no, Yasuka. They got a name for her, so that can't be right. I was thinking maybe one of the, if they do have Cadsuane, maybe one of the sisters that runs around with her. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess you never know. Like, I don't know how they're
Yeah.
going to use, like, Yasuka isn't really like doesn't do anything in the books, so like
Yeah.
I don't know, they could do anything with her, I guess.
yeah, it didn't sound familiar. So yeah, awesome.
Some people are thinking Haley Mills is Rena.
Haley Mills, who the hell?
Oh,
This one.
well,
looking.
that's. I mean, sure.
It's a
I
thought.
hadn't thought of that, but
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
In
I
my
don't see
head,
it.
in my head, she, Van Dien, and Adelius, and
Oh,
yes.
until proven otherwise,
Yes.
Up there.
that is
I see
what
it.
I envisioned.
I like
Yeah.
that.
I can see
Nadine,
that.
Yeah.
Who? Okay, Joelle. Your thoughts on Joelle, Rebecca?
Put me
'Cause
to
I have
work.
no idea who that person is.
No, I have no idea. I mean, I remember the
Top of the
remember
page,
the
Critter.
headshot, and
I'm
beyond
there.
beyond
Say
that, I
Haley
know
Mills.
nothing.
The only reason I think anything, and this is, I'm not going to say any detail. I'm only going to say a name. So I'm not
Mhm.
going to spoil anything.
Mhm.
Okay.
But because
Okay.
their or her head is shaved, I'm just thinking
Okay.
Tuon.
Mhm, mhm.
Like, and that's it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's
I don't.
a headshot, so
That's all I'm
So
going to
they-
say.
I mean-
That's what I think. Based on literally
It probably
nothing
has
but the
nothing- yeah, it has
hairstyle.
nothing to do with the show, but yes, Tuan.
You know, it might be a hard sell getting somebody to shave their head. So the
It
fact
might. I mean, but there are bald caps. You know, if
True.
someone has even just like short hair,
True.
they could get away with it. I mean, if you have like a lot of hair, that may not look great. But
Yeah.
if you have
Well,
short hair,
lucky.
bald cap will do it.
It could work.
Remind me. I don't know if it's if they're she or they. I'm not sure. Remind me.
I don't know either,
of-
actually.
Either.
Of one of the characters in the City of a Thousand Planets or whatever that movie was.
I don't know.
Mm. I don't know.
Sci-fi movie. It had can't remember her name. Damn it. Anyways, yeah, it was a species on there, and her face looks like somebody that had played one of those roles, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay. Amazing. Well, we covered a lot of ground here today. I think we probably have
We did.
done well. It's about the time we usually end the stream, so I'm not going to keep y'all super late. So what we do at the end of the Wheel and Chill show is we do one final last thoughts from everybody about anything they want to talk about. It could be what we talked about today, the casting, WotCon, any projects they have coming up. It's like if you've seen the end of Hot Ones, it's like, you know, tell us what you have going on or what you're thinking. So let's start with Winespring because you look ready.
Oh, I'm always ready. That's me. Standing at the ready. And you can also stand at the ready if you go to winespringcafe.com and consume my magical food. So check that out.
Yes.
I love this graphic every time you show it. And again, I just want to say Lindsey Duncan, we're going to have 3 epic scenes with her in it that are going to be just so plot-drivingly important.
It's going to be
Calling that
insane.
now.
three.
Wild.
3.
Insane.
Exactly.
Okay, Rebecca, you're next.
Okay, so if you enjoyed this kind of like, you know, speculation about what might be happening in season 2, season 3, whatever, you should definitely check out the season 3 adaptation panel at WotCon because they're just like chatting and planning for that today. That one's going to be lit. So you should check that one out. If you can't be there in person, just do a virtual membership and, you know, come watch it. It's got Allie from Wheel Takes, and she's amazing, and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
who's like an actual script writer. She's like a writer
Yeah,
person.
like she.
Our panels are
knows
always really
what
fun.
really
Yeah.
knows her stuff. So
Yeah.
you know, that's it. That's my final thought.
So if you want to know the actual plot, go to that panel.
Yeah.
Or the best
Definitely
guess.
don't miss that.
You know, the most accurate possible guess. Okay, Tavern, go ahead.
Last thoughts. Make sure that you stop by whenever you see me at WotCon. We may be doing a cool little virtual for the virtual VIPs and the virtual con goers. We plan on doing like an impromptu, especially if you are in cosplay. We hope to be doing the wheel office time where if you're in cosplay, you get to sit in a chair and act like you're on The Office and doing an interview with one of the producers or talking about, but you have to have a scene from the books you're gonna do behind the scenes kind of chatter about. Okay. I believe Kritter is going to participate in several cosplays, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I hope. Anyways, we could use her.
That's the plan.
Also, don't forget to go to Kritter's other panel, in which he's already pissed off the judge. So that's going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Can't believe you pissed off Maria that quick.
I'll get it back. And if you don't know the
was
context,
amazing.
if you don't know the context of that, we're talking about the GE trial. It is the prosecution of the Aiel in relation to Layman's Sin and the Aiel War. I am defending the Aiel because Jiito is life, along with Bane and Shiad. And we were kind of trash talking on the internet, and Bane and Shiad asked if we could stab, and she said no stabbing in the courtroom. And I told her she was Maria, the judge, that she is boring. I didn't say she's boring. I said that's boring, and she was like, "Oh, really?" So, anyways, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be really fun. Okay, sorry, Tavern. Were you finished with your last thoughts?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
that was my last thoughts. I'm promoting everybody else.
WotCon's gonna be super fun, but honestly, even though I'm so looking forward to WotCon and super busy with the social media posts, the forefront of my mind right now is when that teaser trailer's coming out. I am fixated on that. I don't know what is going to happen. Last week, you might have seen, if you were here in the chat, Chill Chat thinks not this week, but next week. That would be now my preference, because this week is very busy, and I'm selfishly wanting to push it back. So that's just me being selfish.
Do it.
And next week, but like that was the vote, Chill Chat, by one vote. It was next week over this week, and so let's cross our fingers and toes that it happens at least one of those 2 weeks, so we have some more stuff to like salivate over in the meantime.
Because this is a big birthday week. Happy birthday, right?
Happy birthday to the Wheel and Chill boy people. I'm trying to think like the Wheel and Chill husbands. Happy birthday to them. They're both both have birthdays. So yay to Mr. Kritter and to me Reborn. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And that's it. Yeah, so like once the trailer drops, I'm going to be losing my mind on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Twitter, and on Instagram, and in my Discord. And so just, keep your eyes peeled for that, and just make sure I'm okay after it happens. I would ask. Just check in with me, because I'm going to be going absolutely nuts.
You're definitely not going to be okay.
No, I'm not. Okay, and that's it. I just wanted to say thank you to Chill Chat for being here. Thank you to Don Marshall for rating. I think this is my first ever having been rated before, so that was
I don't even know what that is.
That was really fun. Thank you to Lanfear's Bow for becoming a member on YouTube. You're amazing. It's been a great stream, and so keep your eyes on our keep your eyes on our socials. We will let you know when the next Wheel and Chill show is going to happen. And until then, Rebecca, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure. And
thanks for having me.
Winespring and Tavern, as always, this was great. So thanks, guys. We'll see you later.